Okay, so second part of our, go ahead and get space. So second part of our problem is that we're working with midpoint and distance, and now we're just going to go ahead and work with problem 2, which is just another example. Okay, so here we have what keyword here in our sentence sticks out most to us? If you said the word between, then you're almost close, but what word in front of that helps out? Halfway. So halfway would be another way of actually saying what? Our midpoint. Okay, so we're just looking for the midpoint of our two given points here for A and B. So then we have A that's at -2, -1, and we have B that's at 4, 3. Now if you want to go ahead and visualize it, then we have it here. So we have 2, -2, -1, so -2, -1, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, +3. Okay, so here's a way of actually looking at it. Now we can just go ahead and look for what are we asked to find? What is halfway between points A and B? Then we are looking for the midpoint, because the midpoint is what is the one point on the line that breaks up the whole entire line in half. Okay, so let's go ahead and use our formula. Then we have m is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, so then let's go ahead and find which point is our first one and which point is our second one. So let's go ahead and say this is our first point, x1, y1, and then x2 and y2. Okay, so midpoint, so x1 is -2 plus 4, which is our x2, divided by 2, and then y1, which is -1, and plus 3 divided by 2, and that should be our pretty much filled out our formulas to find our midpoint. So -2 plus 4 is +2 divided by 2, and then -1 plus 3 is what, 2 again? So 2 over 2. Now what does that reduce down to? It should be 1, 1. How many times does 2 fit into 2? Once, and for the x, and 2 fits into 2 once for the y. So our midpoint should be at 1, 1. Okay, so we have it here. So halfway between, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Halfway between should be at 1, 2, 3, which is right here on our x-axis. Halfway between A and B, going vertically, is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be at least 1, 2 right here. So wherever these two meet up, then that's where our midpoint is going to be. Okay, so our midpoint there should be at 1, 1, and that will be it for the midpoint for this problem. Okay, now let's go ahead and find the distance of it. Now find the length of line segment AB. Okay, so what are we going to use? Distance formula. So if we use distance formula, then we can go ahead and just go use our formula again, rewrite it. x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Now what's our x2 here? What's our x2? It is square root of 4 minus x1 is -2. Square that, plus y2, which is 3, minus -1 squared. So right here we have y and 3, 4 and 3, which is 4. Sorry, 4 and, oh, I'm sorry, it's 2, -2. No, it's 3. We have both of our 4 and 3's, which is our second point. Our -2 and -1 here will be our first point here. Okay, so What's 4 minus negative 2? That negative 2 should turn to a positive, so we 4 plus 2, which is 6 squared, plus 3 minus a negative 1. So 3 minus negative 1, so 3 plus 1 should be 4 squared. Take the square root of that. 6 squared should be 36. 4 squared should be 16. Okay, so 16 plus 36 should be, I believe it's 52. Squared. Square root of 52. Okay, so don't forget your square root. Alright? So all that is that we're just, so from point A all the way to point B, it's going to be the square root of 55 here. Okay? Now, those are the two main examples. Hopefully you were able to understand what distance and midpoint usually find. Distance deals with the length of from one point to another point. Midpoint deals with finding the exact middle of a line segment. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it for midpoint and distance. So thank you for watching my video.